Listen closely. Lean in, beyond the noise of your world, beyond the frantic scrolling and the endless chatter that fills your days. Can you feel it? A vibration, a frequency that has traveled for nearly 1,000 years to find you, right here, right now. My name is Hildegard, and I have been sent to you. You may think of me as a distant echo, a figure etched in stone and stained glass, but tonight I am as real as the breath in your lungs and the beating of your own heart. I am the voice that whispered in your ear last night, the reason you felt a sudden, inexplicable shiver, the reason you found your way to this very message. If this message has already touched your heart, like this video, subscribe, and comment the word prophecy. You are not here by accident. You were guided. For centuries, my voice was sealed away in silence, my visions folded into scrolls and hidden in the deep shadows of history. But the truths I was shown were not meant for my time alone. They are living seeds, planted in the earth of the past, destined to break through the soil in a time of great need. And that time is now. You feel it in the air, don't you? A sense of unease, a feeling that the ground beneath your feet is shifting. You see the confusion in the eyes of others, the desperate search for something real, something true, in a world that has become a hall of mirrors. You have prayed for clarity. You have asked for a sign. You have looked at the heavens and wondered if anyone was truly listening. I am here to tell you, your every whisper has been heard. Your every tear has been counted. This is not a story from a dusty book. This is an awakening. I was called from my rest, pulled through the VAU of time itself, to deliver a message directly to your soul. The patterns I saw then, the great cosmic dance of light and shadow, are reaching a critical turning point in your era. The lines are being drawn, and every soul is being asked to choose its place. You might feel small, insignificant in the grand scheme of things, a single drop in an endless ocean. But I was shown that a single drop, when awakened, can carry the resonance of the entire sea. You in this moment are that drop. Your awareness is the key that can turn the tide. But what does this mean for you personally? It means that the quiet anxieties you carry, the feeling that you were meant for more, the deep, unspoken ache in your heart, these are not signs of weakness. They are the stirrings of your spirit, a divine homesickness for a truth you have forgotten. It is the part of you that remembers the light from which you came. It is the part of you that I have come to speak to. Many will dismiss this. They will call it fantasy. They will rationalize it away. They will return to the comfort of their slumber. But you are different. You are still listening. You feel a pull, a resonance, a flicker of recognition in my words. That flicker is everything. It is the proof that you are ready. The whispers you heard last night were just the beginning. They were the prelude to a much larger symphony, a divine revelation that is about to unfold. We have much to discuss, you and I. The visions are urgent and the time is short. Stay with me, for what I am about to share will illuminate the path ahead, but it will also reveal the shadows that seek to block your way. What you thought was a dream was in fact a summons. But why now? Why you? Because the frequency of your heart, in its quiet searching, matched the frequency of this ancient call. You have been tuned, prepared, and made ready to receive this. Do not doubt yourself. Do not question the feeling that is growing inside you as you listen. This is real. This is for you. The world is asleep, dreaming a restless dream, but a few are beginning to stir. You are one of them. And the message I carry is the sound that will finally awaken you. But be warned, to awaken is to see things as they truly are, both the breathtaking beauty and the terrifying distortion. It is a path of courage. Are you ready to be courageous? Are you ready to understand what is truly at stake? The first part of the vision I was given concerns the very foundation of your world, a foundation that is quietly beginning to crumble. But what exactly did I see? And why has this vision returned now for you? Part 2, a direct call to the heart, approx 1,000 words. Before we proceed, I want you to do something. Find a quiet space, just for a moment. I want to speak not to your mind, which is so full of doubts and noise, but directly to your heart. I know its landscape. I know the secret gardens where you hide your hopes, and I know the barren deserts where your fears have taken root. I know the weight you carry, the silent battles you fight every single day that no one else sees. You have become so skilled at wearing your mask, at pretending you are fine, that you have almost convinced yourself. But in the dead of night, when all is still, the truth emerges, doesn't it? The loneliness, the longing, the profound sense that something vital is missing. You have been waiting for permission to rest, waiting for a sign that you are on the right path, waiting for a love that does not fail, a peace that does not fade. You have waited for so long. This waiting has created a hollow space inside you. At times it feels like an emptiness, a void you try to fill with distractions, with possessions, with the approval of others. But it is never enough. The emptiness remains. I am here to tell you that this space is not a void. It is a sacred vessel. It has been hollowed out for a reason, so that it might be filled with the divine. The world has taught you to fear this inner silencio. It has trained you to run from it, to drown it out with constant sound and frantic activity. Why? Because in that silence you can hear the truth. In that silence you can hear the chains that bind you, and in that silence you can hear the call to be free. The forces that wish to keep you asleep are terrified of you discovering the power of this inner sanctuary. They want you to believe you are just a consumer, a number, a cog in a machine. They do not want you to remember that you are a child of God, a vessel of eternal light. Look back on your life. Think of the moments of deepest pain, the betrayals, the losses, the moments you felt utterly abandoned. You thought you were being punished or that you were simply unlucky. But what if I told you that those moments were a severe mercy? What if the breaking of your heart was actually the breaking open of its shell? What if the pain was a chisel, sculpting you, preparing you, making you more receptive to the grace that was always waiting to rush in? The world breaks everyone, but it is through the cracks that the light gets in. Your cracks, your wounds, are the very entry points for the divine love you have been seeking. Do not be ashamed of them. They are your credentials. They are proof that you have lived, that you have loved, and that you have survived. And now, you are ready to heal. This is not a message of condemnation. It is a message of infinite compassion. The universe does not judge you for your weariness. It weeps with you, it waits with you, it longs to comfort you. Right now, feel that compassion. Allow yourself to receive it. You do not have to be strong for one moment. You do not have to pretend. Just be. Be here with me and let this truth wash over you. You are seen, you are known, you are loved beyond measure. Everything you have ever been through has been leading you to this exact point in time, to this very word. This is not the end of your struggle, but it is the beginning of your understanding. It is the moment you realize you are not alone in the fight. You have allies in unseen realms and a power within you that you have not yet dared to claim. If you feel this truth resonating within you, I want you to declare your intention. Write in the comments, "I choose the light." Let it be a testament to your spirit's cry for home. The journey back to that light begins by understanding that the silence you once feared is your greatest friend. It is the womb of creation, the space where God whispers your name. And it was in this very silence, the one you so often fear, that the vision was given. Part 3. The Vision of Saint Hildegard. Approx. 900 words. Now that your heart is open, now that the silence is your ally, I can show you what I saw. Do not try to understand it with your intellect alone. See it with the eyes of your soul. The vision began not with an image, but with a feeling, a profound and absolute stillness. The universe held its breath. Then, out of the deepest black, a darkness that was not merely the absence of light, but a living, breathing entity of despair, a single point of brilliance appeared. It was a luz so pure, so intense, that it did not simply illuminate the darkness, it dismantled it. It was not the gentle light of a candle, nor the warm light of the sun. It was a living, intelligent light, a spear of pure consciousness that pierced through millennia of illusion. Can you imagine such a thing? A light that carries with it the memory of creation itself? As this light expanded, it did not push the darkness away, it transformed it. Every particle of shadow it touched was alchemically changed into more light. It was a vision of redemption, of ultimate healing. It showed me that nothing, no matter how lost or broken, is beyond the reach of divine grace. There is no corner of existence so dark that this light cannot find it and reclaim it. This is the first truth you must hold on to. Your own inner darkness, the parts of you that you hide and despise, are not your enemies. They are simply parts of your soul that have not yet been touched by this conscious light. They are waiting for you to turn your loving awareness towards them. They are waiting to be reclaimed. And then came the sound. It was not a sound that entered through the ears. but one that resonated directly in the bones, in the very marrow of my being. It was the call of a great trompeter, a celestial trumpet whose note was so powerful and so pure that it caused the entire fabric of reality to tremble and realign. Have you ever heard a sound that felt like it was remaking you from the inside out? This was that sound. It was not a sound of war or judgment, as some have feared. It was a sound of awakening. It was the universe's alarm clock, ringing for all the souls who had overslept, who had forgotten their divine purpose. The note it played was the note of home, the original song of your own soul, and as it echoed through the cosmos, it shattered every lie, every false belief, every limitation that humanity had placed upon itself. It was a sound of liberation. This combination of light and sound was the core of the revelation, the living light to transform and the celestial trumpet to awaken. It was a promise, a guarantee that humanity would not be left to perish in its own confusion. A divine intervention was not just possible but imminent. I saw souls by the millions, like sleeping flowers, beginning to turn their faces toward this light and unfurl their petals in response to this sound. I saw the chains of fear and apathy simply dissolving, turning to dust. It was a vision of such profound hope and beauty that it has sustained me through the centuries, waiting for the moment I could share it with you. What I would see next, the part of the vision that explains the specific dangers of your time, that could only be revealed later. But this first part, this promise of light and awakening, is your anchor. Hold fast to it. This is the destiny of your soul and the destiny of the world. But the path to that destiny is not without peril. The vision was a promise, but it was also a warning. What was at stake was far greater than I or you could have ever imagined. Part 4. What is at stake? Approx. 900 words. You have felt the promise of the light. Now you must understand the nature of the shadow it has come to vanquish. The vision shifted, and the glorious scene of light and sound faded. I was shown the world as it is now, in your time. But I was not shown the surface, the buildings, the technology, the politics. I was shown the energetic roots of humanity. Imagine a vast, interconnected forest where every human soul is a magnificent tree. In their natural state, the roots of these trees are deeply intertwined, drawing strength from the same living soil, the same divine source. There is communication, nourishment, and a shared stability. This is how humanity was designed to be. A sacred grove, a testament to unity and diversity. But what I saw was a creeping sickness. I saw a strange, unnatural fogo beginning to smolder in the soil. It was not a hot, cleansing fire, but a cold, slow-burning fire of disconnection. I watched as it moved from root to root, not burning them to ash, but slowly drying them out, making them brittle, isolating them from one another. This is the great danger of your age. It is the fire of distraction, of division, of materialism. It is the lie that you are separate from your neighbor, separate from the earth, and separate from your creator. It whispers to each tree that it must stand alone, that it must compete for resources, that its own survival is all that matters. And as the roots dry up, the trees begin to wither. They may still have green leaves for a time, they may still look tall and strong on the surface, but their foundation is becoming compromised. They are losing their connection to the true source of life. Do you feel this in your own life? Do you feel that spiritual dryness, that sense of being disconnected from something vital? Do you look at the world and see the evidence of this fire, the arguments, the hatred, the destruction of the natural world, the deep sense of meaninglessness that plagues so many? This is not your imagination. This is the spiritual reality of your time. The fire feeds on fear. It feeds on judgment. It feeds on the belief that you are nothing more than a physical body, destined to live a short life and then turn to dust. This is the greatest deception, for it cuts you off from the truth of your own immortality and your own divine power. It makes you easy to control, easy to manipulate, easy to lead into despair. The choice that stands before you is not a political one or an economic one. It is a spiritual one. Will you allow the fire of disconnection to consume your roots, or will you consciously begin to draw up the living water of the Spirit to extinguish it? Will you remember that the tree next to you is not your competitor, but your brother, your sister? Will you remember that the ground beneath your feet is not dead matter but a sacred body, teeming with life? This is what is at stake. It is not about saving the planet. It is about remembering that you are the planet. It is about saving your soul from the illusion of separation. Now is the time to ask yourself, what am I feeding this fire with? Am I feeding it with my fear, my anger, my judgment, or am I starving it with my forgiveness, my compassion, my connection? The fate of the entire forest depends on the individual choices of each tree. Share this video with someone who needs to open their eyes now. We must help each other remember the truth of our shared roots. The fire is spreading, and the time to act is now. But before this can happen, you must stop for a moment. Part 5. The symbolic ritual of connection. Approximately 900 words. You have understood the promise, and you have understood the peril. Now, we must act. Words and knowledge can only take you so far. The true battle is won not in the mind, but in the heart, through direct experience. I am going to guide you through a simple but profound ritual of connection, a way to bypass the fire of disconnection and plug directly into the source of all life. I ask you to trust me, to trust yourself, and to participate fully. Do not just listen to my words, let them guide you into an experience. If you are in a place where you can do so safely, I invite you to close your eyes. If not, simply soften your gaze and turn your attention inward. Now take a deep breath. Inhale slowly through your nose and feel the air as a gift of life, filling your lungs, bringing energy to every cell in your body. And as you exhale, release the tension you are holding. Exhale the worries of your day, the anxieties about your future. Let it all go just for this moment. Let's do this again. A deep, conscious breath in and a slow, complete breath out. Feel your body begin to settle. Feel your mind begin to quiet. You are creating a space of sacred silence within you, a temple where you can meet the divine. Now I want you to place your right hand over the center of your chest, over your heart space. Feel the warmth of your own hand. This is the seat of your soul, the gateway to your spirit. Beneath your hand is a well of infinite wisdom, infinite love, and infinite strength. It has been there all along, waiting patiently for you to return to it. As you continue to breathe, I want you to listen. Not with your ears, but with your heart. Listen past the inner chatter, past the voice of your own doubt. Listen deeper. In that deep silence, beneath all the noise, there is another sound. It is not a sound at all, but a feeling, a presence. It is a gentle, steady hum. It is the voice of the silence. It is your own divine essence, your direct line to God. It does not speak in words, but in feelings of peace, of knowing, of love. It has been whispering to you your entire life, guiding you, protecting you, even when you were unaware of it. It is the intuition that told you to turn left instead of right. It is the sudden feeling of warmth when you think of someone you love. It is the strength that got you through your darkest day. This voice is your true guide. It is the antidote to the fire of disconnection. As you hold your hand on your heart, I want you to acknowledge this presence. You don't have to understand it fully. Just be willing to connect with it. Now, to anchor this experience and claim your power, I want you to repeat these words. Say them aloud if you can, or speak them in the sanctuary of your heart, where they are heard just as clearly. Repeat after me, I hear the voice. Say it again with more conviction. I hear the voice. And one more time, as a sacred decree. I hear the voice. Feel the truth of those words resonate through your entire being. You have just reactivated a sacred connection. You have just poured living water onto your own spiritual roots. Do not let this feeling fade. This is your power. This is your truth. This is your salvation. Now that you have felt it, you must decide what to do with this feeling. Part 6. The voice that echoes beyond time. Approx 900 words. You can open your eyes now, but keep a part of your awareness turned inward on that feeling in your chest. What you just experienced was not an illusion. It was more real than the chair you are sitting on, more real than the screen you are watching. You have touched the eternal. My voice, the voice of Hildegard, is merely a guide, a finger pointing the way. The true messenger is the voice you just felt within your own heart. I am an echo from the past, but that voice is the eternal now. It is the same voice that spoke to Abraham on the mountain, to Moses in the burning bush, to Mary in her quiet room. It is the voice of the living God, and it resides within you. For too long you have been taught to seek God outside of yourself, in buildings, in books, in other people. These things can be beautiful pointers, but they are not the destination. The ultimate temple is your own body, The most sacred scripture is written upon your own heart. The final authority is the still, small voice within you. Why is this so crucial to understand right now? Because the world is filled with loud, clamoring voices, all trying to tell you what to think, what to fear, and who to hate. The fire of disconnection thrives on this external noise. It keeps you looking outward, so you never discover the infinite power that lies within. To reclaim your sovereignty is to learn to distinguish between all those external voices and the one true voice of your spirit. That inner voice will never scream. It will never use fear to motivate you. It will never ask you to harm another. Its language is peace, clarity, courage, and unconditional love. Learning to hear it is like learning to tune a radio. At first, all you hear is static, the noise of your own mind and the world's programming. But with patience and practice, you learn to find the right frequency. The ritual we just performed was your first act of tuning. Every time you consciously choose to breathe, to place a hand on your heart and to listen, you are refining that connection. Your heart is the portal, the gateway between this physical world and the spiritual realms. When you center yourself in your heart, you are standing in that sacred doorway. From there you have access to all the wisdom and guidance you could ever need. This is the secret the mystics of all ages have known. This is the pearl of great price. It is not something you have to earn or achieve. It is your birthright. You were born with this connection. Your only task is to remember it and to clear away the debris that is blocking it. My purpose, my reason for breaking through the veil of time, is simply to remind you of who you are. I am not here to give you new information, but to help you activate the ancient wisdom that is already sleeping within you. If you feel that something in this section spoke directly to your heart, I encourage you to return and listen to this part again when you need a reminder. Let my words be the tuning fork that helps you find your own sacred note. For once, you are consistently connected to that inner guidance. No outer storm can shake you, but there is something that only you can decide, right in this very moment. Part 7. The Moment of Choice. Approx 1,000 words. We have arrived at the precipice. You have seen the promise. You have faced the danger and you have felt the connection within. Now comes the moment that all of existence has been waiting for, the moment of your choice. This is not a choice you make once, but a choice you must make in every moment of every day. It is the most important decision of your life. Before you stand two paths. One is wide and well-trodden. It is the path of the world, the path of distraction, fear, and disconnection. It is the path that leads back to the smoldering fire that dries the roots of the soul. It may seem easier at first. It requires nothing of you but your compliance, your attention, your energy. It asks you to forget what you have felt here today, to dismiss it as a pleasant but fleeting experience, and to return to the restless dream of the masses. The other path is narrower. It is the path of conscious awareness. It is the path of the heart. It is the choice to continually turn away from the outer noise and listen to the inner voice. It is the choice to pour living water on your roots, even when the world tells you it is a waste of time. It is the choice to believe in the unseen, to trust in a power greater than yourself, and to have the courage to live from that place of truth. This path requires your conscious participation. It requires you to be the guardian of your own mind, the shepherd of your own thoughts, and the high priest or priestess of your own inner temple. It is the harder path, yes, but it is the only one that leads to true freedom, true peace, and true joy. I saw in my vision that the portal of awakening, this unique window of opportunity in your planet's history, will not remain open indefinitely. There is a divine timing at play. The energies pouring onto your planet right now are making this choice, this shift in consciousness, easier than it has ever been before. But it is a wave of grace, and a wave eventually recedes. The choice must be made while the tide is high. To choose the path of the heart is to catch this wave. To hesitate, to remain in indecision, is to risk being left on the shore when the great ship of awakening sets sail. Then, in my vision, I heard the sound of the great trombeter once more. But this time it had a different tone. It was not just a call to awaken, but a call to decide. It was a cosmic sorting, a vibrational demarcation. Every soul, upon hearing it, was asked to choose its resonance. Would it vibrate with the frequency of fear or the frequency of love? With the illusion of separation or the reality of unity? There is no middle ground. To not choose is to choose the old way by default. This is the great sifting I was shown. and it is happening now. You are living through it. Every news story, every personal challenge, every interaction is a chance to choose your frequency. Are you choosing love? Are you choosing compassion? Are you choosing to listen to the voice within? Or are you choosing fear, judgment, and the noise of the world? If this message has moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear this call. You can be a trumpeter of the light for others, simply by sharing the truth that has resonated in your own heart. This choice is the key. It is the fulcrum upon which your destiny and the destiny of your world now rests. And that is why the next part of the vision changed everything. Part 8. Light after the veil. Approx 100 words. For those who make the choice, for those who choose the path of the heart, the vision I was shown next is a promise of indescribable beauty. Once the decision is made, once you commit to living from that inner connection, the entire universe conspires to support you. The vision shifted again, and I saw the souls who had chosen the light. They were not removed from the world, but they were no longer of the world. They walked through the same challenges as everyone else, but they were different. A palpable aura of peace surrounded them. The fire of disconnection could no longer touch their roots, because their roots were now drawing from a deeper well, from the living waters of the spirit. I saw the VAU between the physical and spiritual worlds grow thin for these souls. They began to see the magic and the miracle in everyday life. They saw the hand of God in the kindness of a stranger, in the resilience of a flower growing through concrete, in the symphony of a sunrise. They no longer felt alone because they were in constant communion with their unseen allies, their guides, their angels, and the loving presence of God. Life was no longer a struggle for survival, but a joyful dance of co-creation. They did not have to fight the darkness. They simply had to shine their light, and the darkness naturally receded from their presence. They became lighthouses for others, beacons of hope in a world lost in a storm. They did not preach or proselytize, they simply lived their truth, and their very presence was a powerful sermon that awakened the hearts of those around them. The most beautiful part of this vision was what happened when these awakened souls found each other. When two or more of them gathered, their light did not just add up, it multiplied exponentially. Their combined heart fields created powerful vortexes of healing and transformation. They formed communities based not on geography or belief systems, but on a shared vibrational resonance. They were the cells of a new body for humanity, the beginnings of a new earth, being built from the inside out, right in the midst of the old, crumbling world. This is the promise for you. Your choice does not lead to isolation. It leads to true communion. You will find your soul family. You will be drawn together as if by a magnetic force to support, to uplift, and to create with one another. And then I saw the final blessing for these souls. I saw the living laws that had first pierced the darkness now coming to rest within each of them. It was not just an external force to be witnessed, but an internal reality to be embodied. This light became their own consciousness, their own being, and with it came a profound and overwhelming feeling of being loved, a divine abbraccio that healed every past wound, dissolved every lingering fear, and filled them with a peace that passes all understanding. This is your destiny, should you choose it. It is not a distant reward in some afterlife. It is a living, breathing reality that you can begin to experience right now. It is the return home to the truth of who you are. This is the great rebirth that is being offered to all of humanity. If you have made it this far, you are one of the ones who has heard the call deep within your soul. Affirm your commitment. Write in the comments, "I will see it through to the end." Let the universe know that you are ready to receive this grace. And if you have come this far, you must hear the final whisper. Part 9. The prophetic closing and hook for what's next. Approx to 1,000 words. And so, we come to the end of this message. But it is not an end. It is a beginning. It is your inauguration into a new way of being. The journey I have laid out before you is the soul's great adventure, the hero's journey that you were born to take. Do not look back with regret. Do not look forward with fear. Stand fully present in this sacred now, with your hand on your heart, and feel the truth of everything you have heard. You are not the person you were when this message began. A seed has been activated within you. Your only task now is to nurture it. Water it with your daily attention. Give it the sunlight of your love and compassion. Protect it from the weeds of doubt and fear. Trust the process. The divine intelligence that designed the acorn to become a mighty oak is the same intelligence that is guiding your own unfolding. Let this final whisper be a prayer, a blessing, a decree over your life. May you have the courage to choose the path of the heart every single day. May you learn to trust the voice of silence above all others. May you see the sacred in the ordinary and the divine in everyone you meet, including the face in the mirror. May your roots be so deeply nourished by the living waters of the Spirit that the fires of the world can never harm you. May your light shine so brightly that you become a beacon for others, guiding them safely home. And may you always, always feel the eternal, loving abrazo of the Creator, holding you, guiding you, and loving you beyond all measure. This is your truth. This is your destiny. This is your renascimento, rebirth. You now understand why I sought you out. It was not to give you answers, but to remind you of the truth that was already within you. It was to hand you back the key to your own kingdom. What you do with it is now up to you. This is the great work of our time. It is the inner revolution that will change the outer world. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. This is not a race. It is a flowering. Some days you will feel the sun, other days you will feel the rain. Both are necessary for your growth. Just keep returning to your heart. Keep listening to the voice. Keep choosing love. The visions I was given are vast, and what I have shared with you today is but the first chapter. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. But Hildegard has not yet said everything. The next part of the vision reveals the practical steps for building the new world within the shell of the old. It is a vision of the communities of light, of the healing of the earth and of humanity's true cosmic destiny among the stars. What comes next, the vision of the living light itself as it rebuilds the world, will be even greater. Until we speak again, walk in grace and know that you are deeply loved. Your journey has just begun.